What's up, crypto fam? We're coming to you from the OpEI quarantine studio. I'm Matt.
I'm Jill.
Super glad you're here with us today, and we want to talk a little bit about a central bank issued digital currency. Did I say that right?
Yeah, CBDC.
CBDC. Okay, so what the heck is that, and what's China doing with it? Those are my two questions. Those are always my two questions.
So I want to backpedal just a second. Why central banks want to create CBDCs in the first place.
Okay.
So the U.S. government has been basically weaponizing the U.S. dollar in order to control the global financial market. So CBDCs, central banks, are basically other countries outside the U.S. They forced to trade in U.S. dollar.
Okay, yeah, we're like the global, or the U.S. dollar's the global reserve currency today.
Right.
Okay.
And because of that, there is a devaluation, a relative devaluation because of the exchange rates. Every time we devalue the U.S. dollar, as a result, their currencies get indirectly devalued.
Okay, so we're calling, the U.S. dollar's calling all the shots. They're saying, you're worth less, you're worth more. Well, they just control it.
Right.
It's been weaponized. Okay.
So these, China is one of the countries that is working on creating a reserve asset called Asian Drawing Right, ADR.
ADR, okay.
ADR. And this ADR is basically a basket of non-tradable asset that is tied to real assets like currencies, commodities like gold, and GDPR.
So sorry to interrupt you, but it's a digital asset. This ADR is a central bank issued digital currency. The Chinese government's promoting it. They've come up with this thing called an ADR, which is the Asian Drawing Right, and it's a digital asset that is based on a basket of kind of traditional financial assets like gold and foreign currencies and some commodities and trade and GDP and things.
Correct.
Okay.
So basically, it's built on the blockchain, whilst we won't be able to trade it, the Chinese government will be, and central banks will be able to issue currencies back and forth based on the ADR. And for example, it will make local trade easier with Russia and that region.
Okay, so they're really promoting this in kind of their portion of the world and their sphere of influence and trying to wean people off of the U.S. dollar system? Is that maybe their goal?
Yeah, that's their ultimate goal, is to become less reliant on the U.S. dollar.
Right, because it's been weaponized and we're calling a lot of the shots.
Right. And so it's not just China. There's another central bank in France that is actually testing their CBDC with 10 banks at the moment. HSBC is one of them. Also SIBA, which is like the first crypto bank in the world based in Switzerland.
Okay.
So they are testing it right now, and what I'm trying to explain is that whenever we say monetary collapse or a new monetary policy, you have to remember that every time something ends, another thing begins, and this is always planned in advance. These currencies don't just issue themselves. It's much like planting a seed.
Okay.
Right now, the seeds are planted. All these CBDCs are being created.
Yeah, different central banks in different countries are all figuring out, okay, there's this new technology coming out. Don't like this old system because the U.S. runs everything. So, what's a new way that we can move forward and still keep the power in the hands of the central banks, but not be controlled as so much by the U.S. banking system.
Right.
You're saying the seeds for that are being planted today.
Yes.
Okay. And when do you think this stuff might start popping up and sprouting out of the ground, and everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it happened, but...
So fast!
Right, the signs have been there for a while.
Yeah, so I mean, it's probably going to take a couple of years, but they are testing it out right now, and
it's
so
coming.
It's coming. So it's we just had this discussion with Matt. It's not a conspiracy theory, okay? This
I hate
is
conspiracy
happening.
theories, by the way, just throwing that out there. I'm not a conspiracy guy. So, okay, so there's this thing called the ADR, the Asian drawing right, the Chinese central banking system and government is promoting to try and get it off of the US dollar, and at the same time there's a lot of other central bank issued digital currencies that are being anchored to the blockchain and are being promoted, but unfortunately it's really just more of the same kind of government control of the monetary supply that cryptocurrency is really trying to get away from. But it's good to be aware of it and to know what's coming and to not get surprised, and hopefully you hedge against this a little bit by picking up some Bitcoin.
Sure, and let's create the open economy we all deserve.
Amen.